How about that fucking intro? That's some cool ass shit in there.
And now you can sing along with it because the words are at the bottom with a bouncy
I may have injured myself. I was bobbing so hard to hit my head off the mic.
And now my mic doesn't work. Jason, I gave you a wrench, just FYI. So everyone was saying, how come Jason doesn't have a wrench? I go, I haven't given him one. That's probably what.
Jeez.
Supply chain issues, that's why.
The pandemic's hit us all hard.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's 25% tariff on those wrenches. We can't afford them.
Yeah, it's coming from Canada. That's Canadian steel, so we're gonna have to pay 25% extra.
That's right. Tariffs are here. And by the way, guys, the link to join us is sitting there. I think that's not the right one though. So let me just
the link to join us is there, but it's not the right one.
Yeah,
you'll join somebody.
There you go. That one is the right one.
Stuff.
That one is the right one that I just posted.
We just start putting in talk studio links for other people. Links. Eventually, one of them is going to be right, and somebody will be like, "What the fuck? How did you get in here?"
There's not here. There is no. There's no there either.
There's no here there. But everyone.
No, or it's not. What's neither here nor there.
I was just going to say that. Damn it, I'm too slow.
You snooze, you lose.
Stephanie's way too fast for me.
Hey, Mikey.
I've been accused of
Ouvrez
that.
la fenêtre. Fermez la porte.
Fermez la porte.
Ouvrez la fenêtre. Fermez la porte. No?
Close the door and open the window.
Okay.
Or the other way around. Yes.
I was like, I think it's trying to communicate with us.
He's using some alien language.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
I've never dabbled in the French. I've always stuck to the other. I've always gone to Eastern languages.
As a French person, I've been dabbled many times.
Whoa!
You've been dabbled with what?
This is an after party, right? Like I can.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
He's been diddled. I've dabbled many.
Not diddled. No, I said dabbled. Dabbled is the consensual version. Is the consensual?
Come on, you know I'm going to go there. That's what I do. Make everything awkward.
Did you put the proper link in the chat now for this video?
It was the proper one, but Ollie just backed it up with another one. So if any of you see that link and you want to jump in here with us clowns, you're welcome to do so.
Let me check on the baby, and then I have a show and tell.
Uh-oh.
I like show and tell.
Hope it's not a full.
Here's my show and tell.
My show and tell is my bong.
Here's my Mega Man.
I got this bong, by the way, while I was on my trip to Baja Con this summer. So that's.
I got.
You were at Baja Con too?
Yeah, I met you there.
The amount of people that I just
Kakashi.
Yeah,
from Naruto.
Yeah, next year Baja Con for me is going to be awesome. To just be like, finally, be like, feel a little closer to all of you.
Yeah, you're going to recognize half the people too, right?
Yeah,
so. Yeah. You'll see us all there.
Vice Rhino was the one that totally blew my mind. Like, wait, Vice Rhino was there? No fucking shit. Like, yeah. I'm bringing Trevor with me, so.
Vice Rhino's real name is actually Justin too. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Trevor from Believe It or Not is last year. He was like, I'm gonna go hang with my family, and he told me in private afterwards. He's like, yeah, I'm not hanging with my family next year. Fuck that. I'm going to Baja. So, I've told him that like if he needs a ride or he wants to like carpool, whatever, let me know.
It was so much fun. And if you get there early on the Friday, we'll all go disc golfing.
Yeah, sure, Ollie.
Oh, you were part of that crew? Because Jess was trying to get me to go do some disc golf or something with her and her boyfriend, I guess, or husband or somebody.
I didn't know anybody else was going disc golfing. I went Friday when I got there, and then I went again Sunday morning instead of going on the cruise. And the Sunday morning group, there was actually, when I was out there on Friday, I met somebody else. And they said, there's a random doubles league that plays every Sunday. You're welcome to show up. So I went out and played disc golf with like 30 people that I didn't know.
This disc golf thing is out of control then because How to Rule an Asteroid, Jess, who was also at Baja Con, I believe that she was there actually as part of Recovering from Religion maybe or something.
I think so, because that's like one of the best YouTube names ever, How to Rule an Asteroid.
She was working there totally up.
So her and I were DMing a lot, and she was talking about how her husband / boyfriend or whatever was trying to find some people to go disc golfing with, and I was like, who does that? Apparently everybody but me, I guess. So
Well, if I had
did
known
it
that,
once
I
years
would
ago.
have definitely gone disc golfing with him. Right?
Wow.
So
yeah, and I didn't go
Next
on the
year you'll
cruise
know.
either. I paid for the
I
cruise.
even asked her about disc golf because there's a course right around the corner from her place, and she didn't seem to know where it was at when I was asking her.
Yeah, when I was
You-
speaking with her, she was talking about how they're trying to find a place or something.
Ah, okay.
So you could suggest to the organizers that could be a suggested activity, and then everybody
There-
would know.
I don't know.
there is a course less than 5-minute walk away from the hotel. Just saying. It's only a 9-hole course, but it's got 2 different tee positions, so you can play it as 18 with 2 different positions, right? So.
And failing that, you could turn the hotel into a disc golf course and just really irritate the fuck out of people.
You could go to a Tim Hortons and just use all the trash cans as the hole, and just
do
like
that.
disc golf.
I actually had my portable basket there. I was ready to set it up at BajaCon.
See, I knew it. I knew he was going to say. I knew he was going to say.
Jason,
Well, yeah, one basket though. I mean, that's not enough, right?
Sure,
If
it
you
is.
can make it next year, Stephanie, you should come too.
with drone technology
See what I can do.
these days, we just connect that basket to a drone, and one basket's enough.
Geez, it'd have to be a pretty hefty drone to carry.
We'll just go to New Jersey and grab one of those 6-footers.
Oh,
Jason,
the ones they have to load on a semi in order to get down.
the ones that
road.
came from the Iranian mothership off the
Secret
coast.
project.
Aren't you following the news, Steph? New Jersey's being invaded by Iranian drones from a mothership.
The news is
Oh my God.
is just too weird.
Oh my God. This whole President Musk headline that I'm seeing everywhere now is hilarious.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
That popped up almost instantaneously. That popped up almost instantaneously in the little underground networks. Hey, you know what'll really piss off Donald Trump? Tell him he's not really the president. Musk is.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for that moment where Trump has to turn to Musk and say something like, I think I hear your mom calling. Time to go home. You know, like that line we always gave the one little kid at the playground that we just didn't want to get hurt or whatever because we were playing football or whatever. Like I can just see
never
Trump.
say that to Musk. You
think Trump's
Trump
the
is
kid that everyone
kissing the
wants to
ring.
go home?
Yeah, Trump is kissing the ring there. He is sucking up to Elon so bad.
Oh, yeah. President Elon.
I don't know that sucking up is in Trump.
Elon is going to make the rules. Elon's going to make Elon's going to say
I can see Trump being
Trump's gonna do it.
manipulated, but I don't see Trump bowing down and kissing any rings. He's too arrogant and cocky for that. But I can
don't
see
know.
Musk manipulating him.
He's treating
bow
Elon the same
down
way he
and-
treats Putin.
He won't bow down and kiss any rings. He'll do it far more subtly, but
Yeah.
he's already doing it. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Elon threatens everybody. Trump threatens everybody. Threatens all
got
the Republicans.
3
in
ice
Congress.
cubes in there,
It's
if you can
just
see.
really bad. Oh, that's awesome, Ollie.
Yeah. So.
Does it make it a little
Are you going
smoother?
for the?
Oh,
You're going
so
for the
smooth.
smooth
Yeah.
take. I can tell. Yeah.
I'm very like, I mean, in my high school days, I was pretty into the weed, but nowadays, I'm like the edible every little once in a while and stuff. My wife she's all up in it now. She's really into
Edibles?
the little vape pens. She's liking those little THC vape pens a lot. Yeah, she loves those things. She just sits on the couch. And puffs on
I'm
them
so
all night.
disappointed. I opened this purple one the other day. This purple haze, fucking
Mm-hmm.
live resin.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking work.
She had one like that the other day too. Luckily,
worst
she
part
buys
is-
so much from the local store that they just hooked her up. It's like no problem.
Yeah, if I lived in London, Ontario, where I bought this in the summer, I'd probably be able to take it back and say, hey. But when I was
Yeah.
up there in the summer, I bought like 9 pens.
Yeah.
And I hope now it's months later, and yeah.
This
But this
this-
one doesn't work.
legal marijuana thing in Canada is so fucking awesome. I feel so. I can't wait for it to happen for America, which won't be this next term. That's for sure. Unfortunately,
Well, it's legal in Maine.
but it isn't, right? Like it is, but it
No,
is.
it is.
Yeah, but if you travel over the state border, what
Depends
happens?
on.
Right? And if you own a
Uh,
dispensary in Maine,
illegal.
you
I
can't file
believe-
taxes on any of the income because it's illegal.
No, you can't. Well, actually, you do file. You do have to declare your earnings from illicit activities, no matter what.
But you can't put it in a bank because it's illegal, right? Like,
well, if they want to bust the entire banking system, then go ahead and try.
So I mean,
but they're already going ahead and trying because they want to get rid of the FDIC.
I was so hopeful for Kamala making it in, and just like day one, like fucking marijuana's legal. Just do it.
Yep.
It'd be so good for everybody.
That's one thing I really don't believe, that there are too many tech bros that really enjoy their weed, and I can't see the Trump administration ramping up federal enforcement of laws that have already been repealed in most of the states.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it worse, but I don't see him walking in either and going, "Can we just legalize this thing?" Not without first like making sure he's the number one grower of marijuana. If he was like, he would first probably be like, "Yo,
Mikey's
want to start growing?"
Mikey's written in the chat what people are doing.
Yeah, but it's a commercial, so nobody's seeing us right now anyway, unless they have a subscription. Or not a subscription, a YouTube premium membership. Boom, boom. Skip.
It's not Schedule 1 narcotic anymore, though. Didn't Biden put it down to like number 2?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure he did.
That I don't know.
It's not Schedule 1 anymore. No, Biden knocked it down. It's not as bad anymore.
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay. We've got a screwy country, you know, as you all know. You Canadian-landers. No, we've got a fucked up, screwy country. Always have had, you know.
I mean, no country's perfect, eh, Neil?
That's
ours is starting to. I think it's a little bit of.
Yeah.
I don't want to blame my new American friends, but you know what? I feel like it's a little contagious because, like,
very contagious.
Well,
you see it happening all around the fucking world.
Our Minister of Finance, like the day before releasing the budget, just quit. Like what?
Well,
it's getting weird over here.
Let me punch in
as
real
your
quick.
as your head of state is the King of England. I would say you could blame England because they kind of started this too.
So here's a list of I think it's 6 or 7 drugs that are Schedule 1. So this is the strong stuff: LSD, heroin, ecstasy, quaaludes, peyote, cannabis.
So, okay. I
like,
interesting.
How
So
does cannabis?
not on
How does cannabis line up with fucking peyote and quaaludes? Like, come on, man.
What's funny to me is that psilocybin is not on the list. I think that's really weird.
I know I heard that Biden was trying to bring it down one notch, the cannabis. Maybe it's on a schedule to happen later, or maybe it didn't pass the Senate, I guess. I don't know. But I know it was close.
If it's on a schedule to happen later, it's got until the 20th.
Well, no, when they pass bills, there can be like dates where like this becomes into law on that date, isn't it?
We should have stopped calling it marijuana and started calling it Hunter, and then maybe he would have fucking pardoned it.
That's right.
This is Hunter Kush right here.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Want some Hunter Bud?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good, actually. I'd try that.
I also feel like Trump overreaching already a little bit. Like there's too many countries already like talking to Trump. It's like, dude, he's not president yet. Like, you know, I don't know.
Well,
I don't envy you guys over there. That's for sure.
Yep.
Nope.
well,
But, I
I'm
mean, as your
trying
ally,
to laugh,
so
but it's really actually kind of scary.
Yeah.
And as your allies, we're going to pay for being your allies because Trump wants to tax us, right? Tariffs. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, but no, it's you're not getting taxed.
Tariffed.
You're not
Yeah,
paying the tariffs.
It's going to affect us too.
No, but we will pay the
It's
tariffs
equal.
too, right? Because if we get tariffed, we're going to tariff back,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
So it's still it's
Well,
a
see,
circular-
that's why tariffs generally have been considered really bad since they started the fucking First World War and Second World War.
Yep.
Tariffs suck. It's
but-
trade wars are wars. I mean,
But I love our prime ministers.
If war is politics by other means, then
I love our prime minister's choices for what he's going to apply the tariffs to. He's going to apply the
really?
tariffs to the things that only red states like.
Yep.
Harley
I
Davidson's,
like-
whiskey.
I-
I'm like, that's fucking great.
That's what he
just-
did the last time too, right? So,
Did he?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Back in
need to pay
2018.
closer attention to what.
yeah, but Justin, the other Justin, your prime ministers, and from what I've been reading in the shit press we have down here, is Justin Trudeau's in hot water. Nobody likes him.
Oh yeah, nobody's liked him for a long
yeah,
time.
he's not polling well. The whole party.
The
is
only
kind of
reason
going-
he's still prime minister is because the NDP party joined with the Liberal Party, and
yeah, so we got a
two of them
multi-party
together.
system, which kind of
Yeah.
like helps.
No, I
get
get it.
things under control.
I'm really worried that Pierre Pontlev is going to get in the next election.
I'm
because
not
that's
worried
gonna
about it
destroy our
because I know
country.
for a fact he's going to get in. He's going to get in. What we want to not happen is we don't want them to get the majority, right? Like that's where the power of a multi-party system comes into play, and we got to
But
make
didn't
sure
the
that-
NDP kind of side with them now?
a little bit, yeah. They're the two of them will never truly completely get along because of the whole abortion problem, right? NDP is way hard left on abortion topics and conservatives way hard right. So they'll never really be on board. They'll be on board just as far as it takes them to trigger an election. When an election's triggered, then NDP is going to be all like Team Liberal again. Which would be great.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But we got to get rid of. I liked Trudeau for what he's done for us when it comes to marijuana laws and stuff like that. But other than that, he really hasn't done shit.
Yeah. And I was all
No.
and I was all on board with the immigration stuff too, like completely 100%.
Yeah.
Like when he brought that all the plane loads of those people over and everything, and was like, "Here's some money to get started. Good luck." I was all, "This is awesome." We might have done a little too much. That's all, a little too fast, maybe even, because like the housing kind of sucks now.
Yeah. But he's got to step down and let somebody else go into that spot for the Conservatives or for the Liberals to have a chance of beating the Conservatives in the next election.
Yeah. So it'd be my opinion that.
Oh, who would that somebody be?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. There's rumors.
Can he hold a vote of confidence in Commons?
No,
right
he's
now?
done. He's burnt out. He's been there 9 years.
Yeah.
He could have been the best prime minister we ever had. After 9 years, everyone's still going to be like, "Get out. You're done.
Yeah.
You're burnt. You're toast." But I mean, the legalizing marijuana thing is so huge, so awesome.
Yeah. It got him elected. That's what he ran on, right? So.
Yeah. So in Canada, first of all, so Stephanie, let's remember that red is good, blue is bad. First of all.
Well,
Okay.
what's
Red is
that way?
liberal, yeah.
What's that way in the United States? In the 1960 election, red
Yeah.
was Democrats, blue was Republicans.
And it's very likely
I don't know when they switch, but it's like the whole it's like the gendering of colors. Pink used to be a boy's color, and light blue used to be a girl's color. And it's just at some point in time, people changed their mind, and nobody actually were locking people up for it. But we've changed a little bit. We've grown in our wisdom to really take seriously a whole bunch of horse shit.
Yeah. What we have to recognize in Canada is that our prime minister is not a president. Okay, so they don't have as much powers like an American president does. So if Pierre is put in power as prime minister, that's not that big a deal. What matters is we can't let the Conservative Party have 50% control of our government.
Yeah.
And since we have a multi-party system, it's very possible
You have options in that regard.
we have options. So,
Yeah.
but
We
if they
don't.
get
That's
50%
our
with
problem.
Donald Trump in office, that's it. The game's over.
Yeah.
We'll be just as fucked. You want to talk about kissing the ring? That'll be pure
Yeah.
ring kissing.
He's already been doing it.
Yeah, the province of Alberta is already like, hail Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. Alberta is Canada's Texas.
Yeah.
It's,
When Trump was like, you got to lock down your borders if you don't want your tariffs, Alberta
Yeah,
went,
Alberta-
"Okay, locked.
Yeah. Alberta just went that
We just
extra
spent
mile.
$1 billion on drones and helicopters and RCMP. We've locked it.
and they hired like an additional 7,550 people to
To
march
defend a
around.
border
Amount of
that needs no
drugs-
defending.
From what
Yeah.
I'm to understand, what was reported is the amount of drugs that crossed the border from Canada to the U.S. was like minuscule.
Yeah.
Compared
Extremely
to the amount of drugs
minuscule.
coming from
Yeah,
the
it's-
U.S. to Canada.
Yeah.
From Canada to U.S., the fentanyl was about 25 pounds, give or take.
Yeah,
From
25
Mexico to
pounds.
U.S., it's
2,000
2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair, the 25 pounds that traveled through Canada probably just went around from Mexico. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably.
yeah, they just took the
Probably.
long way around.
Well, no, he probably made it all the way through the states, across
and-
the border, and,
and-
then
and-
tried
and
to come
quite
back
honestly,
into the...
A shit ton of that stuff comes in by boat, by
Yeah.
by freight,
Yep.
and it's it's
I'm going to say something, though, for you guys down there in the U.S. What you are turning into because of Elon fucking Musk, you're not going to have a democracy anymore. It's gone
oligarchy.
bye now. It's an oligarchy,
Uh,
and it's going to be fucking screwed. You guys are going to be screwed.
it's Russia, literally.
Yeah, you're going to be fucking screwed down there. So I don't know.
Thanks, Neil. I feel much better now. Let me see.
Hey man, I'm
where's
calling
that-
a spade a spade. You know, that's just the way it is, right?
No. I'm aware of that, and I've been saying the same thing. It's, I've been screaming. It's like, look, this is what's coming, and I hate to say it, but the number of months between when books started getting burned in earnest on behalf of a political party in a certain Central European country in 1933. Well, it was May 6, 1933, when the first book burning of the Institute for Sexual Research in Berlin's books in the streets was done. May 6th. And the funny guy with the little crazy mustache looked like Charlie Chaplin. He came into office January 22nd.
Yeah.
Just saying.
5 months. Less than.
So I'm well fucking aware of
Like-
what we're in
Hey.
for here. And
Like-
I'm also well fucking aware of what they have written they will do.
I wonder, Neil, it made me think just now.
I'm sorry. I try not to do that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You got to be careful. You could trip and fall, I think.
I know, right?
But like, I don't want to see Trudeau pushed out unwillingly, but I'm kind of now thinking maybe he should be, because
Well,
there could be
yeah.
some massive election interference if Canada goes into an election with Trump in office. I could see some major fuckery going on.
Hadn't even thought of that, but you're probably right.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. I hadn't thought
Well,
about
certainly
till just
it
now
wouldn't,
either.
it wouldn't be Trump. It'd be the Heritage Foundation, because they fucked around in
Right.
other people's affairs for a long time. They fucked up the United Kingdom pretty good.
Yeah.
So
It's Elon. The villain is Elon.
Yeah. Well, Trump's no fucking prize winner either. And when it's scary. It's scary to think about the things that are going to happen. Like, it's
You're right.
fucking.
The first time
human
Trump
rights
was
are
elected in
gone.
2016, I was excited. I was like, this is going to be the greatest clown show on earth. CNN is the funniest channel on TV. And I was like, this is going to be hilarious. This time, I am not laughing.
No. It's scary this
yeah,
time.
it wasn't much of a joke the first time either.
And you're right. And it wasn't. And it was a mean, terrible thing. I should have never felt that way. But I wasn't
and
as
it's
close
like-
to it as I am now. So
Yeah, I mean, it really sucks when it really sucks when mean people are going after you and yours personally. It sucks out loud.
Hi, Crystal.
No, I absolutely didn't put enough emphasis on like the pain it was going to cause. And the pandemic didn't make it any better. But like the first day, like during the election, I was laughing at like this guy is not going to be president. It's just not going to happen. Like this is stupid.
You
There's
talked the
just
first
no
time around.
chance. Yeah, in 2016, I'm like, he's not going to be elected. I didn't think there was any chance. I would have bet money. And when he got elected, I was like, holy shit. Like, this is. And then South Park did a whole thing. And I was like, this is so funny. I don't know if you guys caught that South Park making fun of the Trump being president. But,
Oh, yeah. William, I don't know where to send you the StreamYard link.
well, should be.
I
in the
just
chat.
posted it again, Neil.
Yeah. Pin it
Oh,
to the
did it?
top. Just pin
Yeah.
it.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Okay, so
Somebody
maybe
new.
let's not do that.
We've already posted it in the chat a couple of times. So
Yeah, and I didn't get to object yet.
Can't
Maybe
somebody
let's not do that.
Can't
Too
somebody
late now.
pin the link to the top of the chat so that it's just there?
Well,
what do you guys think about
We don't
this?
know who it is. That's all I'm saying. If he's not somebody's friend, I'm just
We can kick
saying
them,
whose friend
can't
it
we?
is.
You what?
If they ain't good, we can just kick them, right?
If they throw porn up there, it'll be a little too late.
No,
Like, we gotta know who it is.
I think they're going to be just fine.
You can go into
Based on what they've been posting in the chat.
You can go into the stream after the fact too and remove anything they may have done.
I'll be reading about my new book here.
All things for spiders for kids. Cool. I hate spiders, but cool.
It's an
Oh, you're gonna
infantry
hate the rest of my show and tell.
Work for CL News. What's
there's
CL
a
News?
spider in my bathtub.
Screw the greedy. Screw Trump. I like him already.
Spider coloring and drawing book. There's a spider theme going on here. Is it like, are you into spiders or do you just feel like your knowledge of spiders is too low and you need more?
Yeah. Why is
This,
it
by the way,
cute?
guys? This, by the way, is no longer a thing. So ignore that.
Yeah, ignore that.
Get down, Mike.
Patreon. Why isn't Patreon a thing?
I shut it down because the whole you can only use the the Apple app is the only way you can do it now. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Stupid.
So I was like, fuck that. That's Lucas.
I have many spider things. My wife was like, I have never felt so uncomfortable in my own house.
Are you a fan of spiders? Is that the thing that's going on? You just like spiders?
Your favorite person in the chat sent me a care package because I've had this running bit about I had a jumping spider. I have a Mini Cooper and it's in my garage. There was a little jumping spider that was like living on top of it. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, but you got to stay out here because if my wife sees you, she's going to smash you with a broom. So it became like a running joke. And then this care package showed up and I was showing it to my wife and she was like, ew, 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 a coloring book? Yeah. And I got this. Let's see.
Do we have somebody in the back
Tons
room?
of mice. Tons of mice.
Yeah. Tons of mice sent me a giant eyeball once too.
Tons of mice sent you? Oh.
Yeah, you weren't around to see that?
Mine deflated.
I
The
think
dog
I packed
kept.
it up
I had to
with
deflate it and hide it. The dog kept trying to get it. I need a knife. I need a knife.
I have one here. I always have.
Here you go,
one.
Mikey. Here.
I got a
Here you
knife.
go, Mikey. Here you go.
I usually keep one on the desk.
Everybody's knives come out. Who's got a knife? You ready for a sailing story?
It's Canada. I'm actually like the one Canadian that doesn't carry a knife. Like,
Well, this is a multi-tool,
the
but
whole multi-tool, yeah.
Well, I need this knife for cutting up my hash.
of course you do.
I got a sailing story.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god!
Wow,
That's beautiful.
You got all kinds
Beautiful.
of spider stuff.
I'm gonna leave
Tons
that in my
doesn't
wife's.
have to
I'm gonna
send
leave that in
me-
my wife's car.
Tons doesn't have to send me any spider things because I actually have real spiders that I keep. So
Now the piece de resistance. How do I big me? Big me.
And begin yourself.
That's half big.
Holy
Spray
shit.
spider toy.
That's spray spider toy. Brilliant.
It's a spider
Holy
drone.
shit.
Now, does the
Your
toy
package is way better than
spray?
mine.
I don't know. I haven't played with it yet, but I'm going to read the instructions.
If you
Oh,
play with
and
it
report
nice,
back.
it'll spray.
We have Will. Howdy,
Well,
Will.
Uh,
Welcome to
Hello.
the
oh,
stream.
I will.
Neil, I just want to say I just started tuning into your show or whatever you guys are doing here.
Yeah.
okay.
Whatever you want to call this.
Random bullshit, really, but yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Don't be scared. I take it. I take it that Mikey is the director.
Producer, but yeah.
Producer, co-host.
I'm the
the
director
epic
of
name.
Cannabis Legalization News. If you guys like tuning in on Sundays,
The director of which one?
Cannabis Legalization News.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
I got a feedback for some reason. I just wanted to share my opinion with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys were reporting something on Canada.
Well, half of us were from Canada.
Well, there are 3 Canadians and 3 users in the room.
Yeah. And the American elections are pretty important for us as well in ways. So
I got feedback.
America catches a cold, Canada gets the plague.
Here.
That's the way it goes.
Hey, Will, are you on your phone? Check the in the meeting thing for like the speaker. Just make sure it's doing the right one because it looks like you got headphones, so it's probably not using it. You know what I mean?
You're muted.
Just double
now.
check the settings because it's a little grumpy.
And you muted yourself, so you're gonna have to unmute yourself.
Oh,
Whoop.
and he left.
I think he knew what he was doing. He's got to go fix it now.
He may
And
come
then
back.
Mikey kicked him out.
Postal workers are back. Just FYI.
Yeah, they're back to work.
Begrudgingly, but they are back.
Yeah, it's an
they were
order,
told
so
about it.
they could be back off on strike again in January, for all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, once
There we go.
Christmas is over.
This is
There you
just
go.
Clear up the. Now
I-
we can't hear you,
Now we can't hear you.
Yeah, you don't hear
You
you
hear
at
it
all
all.
now, Will.
and you can't
hear
hear
you.
us either because you're still talking.
Because you're still talking. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
We can't hear you.
there he gets it now. Yeah,
You fixed it in reverse.
that's unfixing.
Yeah,
That's how we do it in the United
That's-
States. In
that's
case you were wondering,
breaking.
don't do it that way, guys.
one of my
please,
favorite
just don't do it that way.
in an old TV show
Better?
called MASH. It's one of my favorite
Yep.
gags.
We
Now
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Yes.
Yep.
The main guy in MASH is like, "We screwed up in reverse again."
Yep.
We can hear you now, Will. Sorry.
So you came back in saying something.
Anybody here infantry? Anybody here veterans?
I
I
am
was
not.
in the militia for 2 years. So close. Militia up here is the reserves,
Reserves. Yeah.
right? So don't think it's whatever the crazy militia is you
Yes.
guys got down there in the States.
Yes,
did
but there might
some-
be some in the crowd.
I did some training in Israel in the Israeli army and almost joined, but other than that,
I had a
that was
problem
back in
with
the 80s.
I had a problem with authority, so my parents purposely kept me away from things like cadets and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I was in cadets from age. I was started off in like Cub Scouts when I was 11.
He just asked
To
a
Boy
small
Scout.
question so we could see about the weed thing. So no, not a lot of veterans. He was trying to tell us a bigger thing, I think.
No.
Floor's yours.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. I just wanted to give an example of what a good leader and a bad leader is. How the standard is just dropped for not just in this area, but it seems like in everywhere, all around the world.
There's
And
always
it's sad because it's going to come to a point where the poor and the broken are going to stand up and swallow the greedy. I don't know if that's metaphorical.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're trying to say because they're not going to. I mean, it's going to take a whole bunch of people to resist this shit together.
It's sad. It's sad. We're at 20. We're going to 2025, and
Yep. Reality as we know it is about to change, folks.
Yeah.
I
Back to
tried
the-
to do
back to the
everything
old-
right by my
back to
life.
the old-
I've tried to do everything right my whole life, man. And I'm a Hispanic, right? Born in Puerto Rico. Grew up in Chicago. So the odds were stacked against me. Every corner. Being raised by a single parent in the ghetto, kind of like Marion Jones Project, if you guys know where that's at, you know what I'm talking about.
He might.
The South Side.
I joined the military for a bigger reason, something bigger than myself.
Mhm.
And I got psyched. I got duped into being an infantryman. It meant that the government was going to train me to be a killer. And the timing was horrible because I went to war. I spent 38 months in Iraq. Now, granted, I failed a lot of urinalysis, 9 to be total, in a 6-year career. And I'd rather it had been cannabis than the pills that were given us or the alcohol that were promoting.
Mhm.
In my 3 deployments, I've seen good leadership come and go, and I've seen bad leadership come and go. And I think my biggest PTSD, my biggest demon that I fight constantly is just shitty leadership. The same reasons that brought me to Iraq make me fucking furious when I see those same actions by those same types of leaders. When you gas your own people, when you lie to them, when you just don't give a fuck about the other side. And I don't know, but where I come from, nobody does shit alone by themselves. I mean, look at you guys. You guys are here brainstorming, even talking shit. It still goes somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You still get something out of it, man.
Well, plus we try to
And,
get each other's backs too. So
yeah, just sucks because you try to be a positive role model in a negatively charged world, and it seems like it's so much easier to be an asshole, to be that negative influence in the world. So you guys keep up the good work, man. That's all I wanted to say. Thank God I didn't
Hey,
show
thanks,
up with
Will.
the porn pictures or anything because Mikey was tripping back
Hey,
there.
I was
You know
ready.
who this guy is, but
We
I
got
was
Will
ready.
over
have
here.
faith in
Mikey
humanity,
was-
man. Have
Mikey
no
was
faith in humanity.
poised.
Not all
Will
of
with
us
the
are.
words of motivation and
Okay,
encouragement and pats on the back. Mikey's having a crisis at the same time.
Yeah, I get all the let's all be on the same time, but at the same time, motherfuckers think they funny. They really think they funny. You'd be like, damn, bro, why you do that? Damn. Now we gotta do so until
they are
I
legitimate concerns if
You-
it's somebody we don't know or haven't
Right.
aren't familiar with, right?
it ain't,
So
it ain't nothing.
but you're welcome
personal.
anytime, Will, by the way. Welcome
Yeah,
anytime.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for your service, by
It's
the way.
not. It's nothing
Right.
personal.
I
Nothing
deal with it
personal.
on the show constantly, especially on our Name That Strand. Thank you.
You watch
Oh,
the main
why not?
show that's on at like 8 Eastern, right? Have you
Sorry,
seen
I
that?
have feedback.
Oh, sorry, Will, I didn't know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No.
What?
No, he didn't see it.
I don't know.
No. Are you familiar with the main show that's on like at 8 Eastern? Because this is the after party to the main show, right?
You just clicked
don't
on it,
think
I
you can
think.
hear me. So
Indeed.
Yeah, the deconversion.
I'm just wondering if he might want to share a story on the main show at some point. Not.
He may or may not have one.
Yeah, he may or may not have one. We don't know.
He's disconnecting or fiddling with something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Lost
he looks
bars.
disconnected.
It wasn't
Frozen.
me.
He's frozen.
He does look completely frozen.
Yeah, and there's a little X by his bars there, so that means he's somehow been disconnected. So
So therefore,
it's
I blame the spider. Okay.
that's it.
My
It's
spider
that-
did nothing.
It's Mikey's spider venom. The one, particularly the one that shoots.
Let's go into 2025 and never say the name Trump. Let's just
Yeah,
come up with a different word for it, and we'll stick with it. And see
Um,
if we can see who's
Mike,
the first,
sure.
the last person to break, to not say Trump.
Trump's name is Mrs. Musk, as far as I'm concerned,
Mrs. Musk.
or Reek.
Freak.
You know,
We'll create a charity.
Mikey,
We'll create a
I-
charity fund for every time someone can catch us using the name Trump. We got to put $1 in the charity fund, and then we'll use that charity fund after the end of 4 years with the millions and millions of dollars that'll be in it to like pay for all
Mikey,
this
I just
bullshit
want to
Trump doing.
say, I want to say, I don't think that Elon is ready to put a ring on it yet.
Oh, it'll be a
Just
different. It'll
Just-
be a different variety of ring because Trumpy is going to be
Yeah.
doing
On the
exactly what
topic
Daddy
of not
tells him
saying
to
his
do.
name, though. On the topic of not saying his name, Colbert did that for his whole presidency the first time around. Would not say his name on the show.
It's too much effort.
Yeah,
That's true.
he actually did it. He actually did it after his first presidency. He didn't do it during his first presidency.
No, it was after the presidency was over. He started using the name again. It was during the presidency. He never used it. I watched the show religiously.
So
It's
do
just-
I, and I
so-
challenge you. During the 2016 to 2020 seasons of Stephen Colbert, he used the word Trump. In fact, he had a cartoon where he
Yeah, he
played
did.
President Trump. It was after Trump was out of office, where he then boycotted the name Trump on his show until the recent
I
writer's
was stoner,
strike.
so
When he came back from the writer's strike, he started using the word Trump.
Dropping bombs on you, son. What you know about
okay.
that?
I smoke a lot of pot.
I haven't had my
honestly-
edible yet. so-
Fair
and,
enough.
and honestly, it's usually on this screen when I'm playing video games on this screen. So
What current cannabis laws are in your location without you telling me the location?
I'm in Canada. It's legal.
Oh man,
100%. Imagine tobacco.
He's
He's
in
legal
here.
here too.
I'm
You know,
sorry.
you know
it's just-
Dunkin' Donuts. Will you know Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah, it's like
marijuana
that.
as easy to get as Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, but
That's kind of how it is in Maine. To be honest,
So-
I'll be honest. That there are probably more cannabis shops in Portland, Maine, than there are Dunkin' Donuts locations.
There's 3
here's-
cannabis
well-
shops
well-
in the same plaza with the one Tim Hortons here, which is saying
Well-
something in Canada.
To get a better deal on cannabis, I live on the east coast of Canada. I order it from the west coast of Canada, and it comes to me through the post office through the mail.
That's
That's how
It
crazy.
legal.
shows up in my.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine being able to drop a brick of weed in the fucking post?
I order it by the
No,
pound.
there's-
I order it by the
Well,
pound
Yeah,
through the mail.
there are limits.
Yes.
There are
my,
limits.
my
but
friend, being a child of the '60s who actually had a couple of keys hanging around from time to time that needed to get dispersed. I can imagine.
there are limits, though, Mikey. Like
this
it
is
is
what I have
incredibly
left
legal.
off my last pound. This pound is getting
Okay.
empty.
Okay,
So-
so I'm gonna share this with you guys. Okay, so one of the times when I failed the urinalysis in the army, they sent me to adult behavior health, and one of the classes there is a CD class, which is chemical dependency class. And I remember the first time I was there, there was a few of us in this chemical dependency class, or CD for short. And there's a guy called Mr. Johnson. He was the instructor or whatever. But he talked like a pimp named Slickback on the Boondocks. And he would have this chalkboard behind him. He'd go, all right, so today we're going to talk about addiction and how it controls your body. So he would have us all, everybody introduce themselves and say their drug of choice, right? And it would be alcohol with Paul. It would be pills with Amanda. It would be alcohol pills, alcohol pills, alcohol pills. When it got to me, I was just, it's like, yeah, just cannabis. And he's like, just weed? And I was like, yeah, just nothing else. I'm like, yeah, no pills, no alcohol, no, just one vice, man. That's it. He goes, that's very curious. That's very peculiar. He goes, I'd have to go to this chemical dependency class twice a day. And for the 11 days that I was there, I think I was kind of fed up by the third day of saying the same thing over and being questioned and looked up and down like just weed. So I got fed up and I stood up. I said, "So what's so peculiar about this fucking thing, man? Because I know you shouldn't take pills; it'll fuck you up. I know that alcohol will fuck you up. I mean, look at these people." So he goes, "Have you ever heard of monkey weed?" I go, "I've never heard of monkey weed in my life, man." He's like, "It's a 0.03 THC level," and I go, "Wow, that's pretty low." He's like, "If I sold you a dime of some monkey weed, would you be happy?" I said, "Fuck no, I wouldn't be happy at all." He's like, "Exactly. They tested 7 pilots in the United States. The US government tested 7 pilots in a flight simulation. They told them, take taxi, take off, fly around, and land. And they did the simulation to the T. Now they gave them a joint of monkey weed. And after an hour of smoking, they asked them to perform the same procedures of taxiing, taking off, flying around, and landing. Unfortunately, when they landed left of the line. They continued doing this for 24 hours and they continue landing left of the line." He goes, "Do you know what the moral of the story is?" And I looked at him like really fucking serious and I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What's the moral of the story?" I said, "They landed. I don't give a fuck if it's left or right of the line. They landed."
They landed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if the alcoholic would have taken the wheel or the pill popper would have taken the pill, I don't know if they would have landed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's the moral of the story here. Now, I've always assumed since Canada legalized their shit, they had monkey weed because the THC level was so low. I
What? Oh,
no.
assumed, right?
What?
Oh no.
No.
Well, then I started seeing YouTube videos on how to roll joints and, fucking Spider-Man figures and inside out blunts and all this shit. And I
Nice.
started seeing them mix weed, but with tobacco. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
That's a spliff.
Do that?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going, who would fucking do that?
We
'Cause
used to
I
do that
grew
so
up-
our weed would last all weekend.
See,
Yeah.
but in the illicit,
That, and it makes the weed a bit smoother too, because there's chemicals in the tobacco to make you like not cough and stuff like that, right?
really, I did
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
know that. I'm a pure TA. It's either tobacco. See, it's like I can't smoke weed with drinking coffee. I'd rather smoke tobacco with my coffee.
I don't
and
smoke
maybe,
and tobacco anymore.
but
More for us.
Yeah, you guys can keep it. I just started smoking more weed and quit smoking tobacco.
It never made sense, man. It never made. And then the whole 6 years I was in the Army, I felt like a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I kept failing every year analysis, and at my ETS date, I see my PL, my platoon leader, an officer, and he comes out with like fucking a stack of medals. All right, and if anybody questions it, I do have my DD-214 standing by. Or 12 ARCOMs.
Nobody here is going to question you on that.
Army achievement medals. All right. And I said, "What the fuck are those, sir?" He goes, "These are yours." I was like, "What do you mean they're mine?" He goes, "Well, we put orders to give you these medals and you kept pissing hot and we weren't going to award them to you in front of the other soldiers and kind of like gratify you for pissing hot. It just wouldn't have made sense to the other soldiers." So I was like, fucking shit, it's fucking pointless now. I'm out of the Army. So I had this fucking stacks for a while, man. I threw them out. I threw a lot of military shit out, man. After the election, I didn't vote for myself. I voted for my daughters. I voted
Good
for
for you,
my sons as an example to my son that every man should be held accountable. You get what I'm saying? And my daughters to have the same freedoms as my son would. You get what I'm saying here?
Mhm.
Yep. Oh yeah.
When you do something selfless, you can't be wrong in today's world. You get what I'm saying with this? If you did
Yes.
something for yourself, you're gonna look bad doing it, regardless of how squared away, what proper procedures. Because, like I said earlier, the greedy is getting way too fucking greedy. This isn't about CEOs anymore. This isn't about politicians and who's pulling the strings. It's a clear divide between the broken and the greedy.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of time.
That's why
I
you
mean,
guys are
look
going to end up with an oligarchy down there, man.
That's right.
Hey man, the hood and the streets always eat. They can keep starving these people all they want to. You're just gonna make them desperate, and they're all armed to the teeth. So you should probably play nice and just play the people what they want and give them good wages and health care, because you don't want them to be unhappy. There's a lot of them. There's 340 million of them.
Easy,
They're all armed
and
and they're hungry
All armed to the teeth.
and starving.
Yeah,
Now they're getting sick.
So this is what I'm saying. I've been doing the right thing the whole time. Like currently, the house I reside in, I'm renting. I've been a good tenant. I've been on time. I keep the property up to date and whatnot. And right after Veterans Day, hey, we love our veterans. You're gonna have to move out by January 1st.
Yeah.
Like what?
Fuck.
The fuck?
Yeah.
So now I'm that's why my internet and this computer here I'm using
Right.
is, because I had to put the whole studio. Now, blessed be Cannabis Legalization News offered me a marketing job. So hooray for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But still, when I reached out to the VA, this is why mental health is so fucking shitty. Like the homeless programs, right? It's me and my family of 6. The VA will not help a veteran unless he's homeless. So you got to be on the street before they can help you.
Yep.
It's the same thing with our
That's
mental
right.
health.
Yeah. Are you do you qualify?
Oh yeah.
Well, I think
most
so.
definitely.
Do you have a roof over your head?
Right now?
Yeah.
But not January 1st.
Well, in that case, you don't qualify. See you later.
Yeah.
See, but that's the thing with
Yeah.
mental health. It's like, hey, soldier,
Yeah.
how are you? Okay. Oh, well, I'm not doing good. Well, you're not doing good enough for us to really ask you deeper questions so you can get the fuck on. That's
Right.
basically what it is. They won't help you until the barrel is in your mouth. They won't help
Oh,
you
fuck.
until the. So why wait that long, man?
Yeah, why wait long
Goes-
enough where
goes
that
to-
becomes an option? That's ridiculous.
goes to the perils of pointing out when you are somewhat in extremis and feeling
PC.
quite threatened.
Oh,
You get people all around you saying, "Hey, we love you. We have your back. Everything's good." And I say, "Yeah, but you don't seem to notice that my back's up against a wall and there's a firing squad in front of me."
right. And
Would you
everybody's had that
please do
mentality.
something about those guys? Do something about those two things.
They won't.
First of all, take care of the firing squad, and then you can tear down the wall. I don't mind. The wall's kind of comfortable. I can lean back on it. It's fine.
It blocks
But
the
it's
wind.
those guys.
It does.
Yeah. But it helps me. It'll help me have my last cigarette. Right.
Right. It helps me light my spliff while they're about to
Yeah.
blast
Right.
me
Right.
away.
While I'm waiting,
Hey,
while
Jimmy.
I'm waiting for the final moment, but get rid of those guys, will you please? Because they're the
And a lot
ones
of-
that are sitting there, and you might have my back, but you got the wall to duck behind.
See, and that's
It's
that's
the
what I've
same
come to
story
right
in
now with,
England too. When
with these-
they evict like single moms from their apartments and stuff. It's like, yeah, don't worry. There's a government and a program in place that's going to help you get your roof over your head for tonight. But you have to be on the street with your bags first. Like,
Yeah.
we can't help you until the locks have been changed and you're already on the road with your kids at 10 at night.
Yeah, and
Now
then
call
you have
us,
to
and then
be
we
at
can give you
a high cost of living. So let's say like Chicago or New York, you have to be at a high cost of living for them to actually help you, and that's fucking insane. High population, high cost of living, you'll get your assistance a whole lot quicker. But if you're
And if you're a
out in-
single man that needs assistance, forget it. Just find a garbage can to
oh
sleep
yeah,
in.
no.
No, just live in your car
Still.
because no
This
one
is
wants
what
to
the
help you.
infantry trained me for.
Right.
Nice chocolatey cakes.
Hey, Stool. Yeah, I don't know what their whole deal with not having stuff that is what we would refer to as preventative measures.
Because
But-
one guy fucks it up for everybody. Trump's a good example.
Yeah, Trump's a fuck up, period.
One guy will always fuck it up for everybody else, man, and then nobody's held accountable. There's not an example made. Fuck.
Yeah.
They use
Now you
the
got
poor and
President
the
Elon.
broken in the United States like a pawn before Christmas. Like we're supposed to fuck. We
I
can't
know.
say Happy Holidays anymore, but we can say Merry Christmas. But it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Hey, Happy Veterans Day, but no. Especially how can you be pro-life? And when the bill came up, the only thing they took off was what? Study for kids with cancer.
Yep.
Yep.
Cancer research for children. Yep.
Yeah,
And a
they
few other
stopped
things
some of
as
that
well.
funding, didn't they?
Yeah,
They-
we can't
Unbelievable.
afford it.
That's all
And
they
they
took
stopped-
off.
Yeah, and it was a pittance. You know, when
Yeah.
you think of the federal budget, it was like $100 million, $110 million,
Which is literally nothing.
which is less than a dry. It's a molecule of water in the bucket.
Right. Just
I'd
the
hate to
hydrogen side.
Put it all on one man. There's another side to this. Biden, why the fuck are you dragging your feet, man? Why are you not seeing
Open
the
this shit up.
tactical strategies that your opponent or the next upcoming president is going to do? Why don't you put shit in place to kind of slow this fucking momentum down and like reassure not just one but both sides? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you guys will get what you want, but we got to make sure this shit stays in place. Like, why are you
I'm not
fucking
so
dragging
sure
feet?
Biden is all the way at
No.
the wheel at the moment. And
No,
I
the
feel like
DNC
he
is.
is a little bit kind of like, this shit's about to burn down. Let's get me and mine out of the way. Of which I'm kind of okay with. If you're going to do anything, at least get fucking Biden out of jail or Hunter out of jail and get your family out of the fucking way.
Veto. Fuck that. Remember the Biden crime bill, and remember Hillary Clinton got criticized for the super predators comment she made. The guy who was actually up on stage yelling that these black boys are dangerous and they don't need all these strikes was Joe fucking Biden.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well,
he was the
you might
biggest
wanna- you
supporter
might
of the crime
also-
bill. The biggest
You might
one.
also you might wish to recall that Joseph Robinette Biden was
Robin's
the
egg.
chairman of the Senate. Robinette.
Robin Zeg Biden.
Robin Zeg Biden was the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee when Anita Hill testified against Clarence Thomas, and Senator Biden did not treat Anita Hill with any respect at all,
Right.
and so we have a senior justice by the name of Clarence Thomas.
Because as radical as Obama seemed, right? Like Obama seemed like pretty like normal. Like he did kind of like normal people shit. Like, hey, healthcare should be probably available to more people. It'll be cheaper if there's more people in like the risk pool. Like it's just smarter, it's more economical and more ethical to have more people with health.
Examples all over the globe.
You know, like everybody. So let's like take a step towards that direction. We didn't even get that step, even though the fact that this was actually Romneycare, which was a right-wing plan anyway. He just tried to get us.
It was actually written by the Heritage Foundation.
So even when he tried to get us that, they were mad about that. And now they're trying to take off all the other stuff and all the other regulations. So like we were talking about earlier, like are us atheists on like the far other end of the spectrum compared to like someone who just goes to church? No. Like we're just in a normal fucking position. People have lost scope of reality. Like their zoom is broken. And like they're either zoomed out way too far or they're zoomed in way too granular. Like why do you care about 40 athletes in college over the economy, over women's rights, over everything, over the economy, but you really want to dig in on trans people so much that you're willing to throw away the rest of it's crazy. So yeah, I think we're all logical, reasonable people. And Obama, who was middle of the road, who was the radical at the time, needed old racist Joe to come up and be the vice president, or else his ticket was too radical. He was the countermeasure to Obama so that white people would vote for him. He wasn't like a leftist like Obama, but because they're associated together and because of the way the parties are set up, everyone's under the impression like, oh, it's Obama part 2. No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
I don't know if this even needs pushing back against, but you know, the thing that is at least amusing to me in a wry sort of way, and also horribly disappointing, is there have been people competing at pretty high levels in sport for many years who were trans, and nobody gave a shit. As a matter of fact, the sporting bodies investigated how do we do this as a as a matter of fairness, as a matter of participation, as a matter of all of this stuff. And it was only when people, people who are it's only when the conservatives decided that they'd lost the gay marriage thing, they'd lost the homosexual thing, they'd lost the this, they'd lost the that as a cultural issue, that they decided to start picking on trans people. And that's when this issue, so-called, which was never an issue, started gaining traction and attention and causing the people that I referred to as saying, oh, well, that'll never happen. We have your back. To not be there when it counted. So I don't know if that's pushing back. I'm just saying it's saying that somebody holds hews to a doctrine of fairness and follow the science and the medicine and all of this other stuff, to say they're responsible for the radicalization and the loss of those people that say they have their backs in a political campaign seems to me to be like double jeopardy. Damned if we do, damned if we don't.
Would I be correct in assuming that the Salvation Army that are really hard this Christmas actually lobby against that kind of mindset of homosexuality and transgender? Am I
Yes,
correct?
Yeah.
yes, they do.
The
I can tell you
Salvation
that.
Army is very, very, very homophobic, transphobic.
Yeah.
But they do lobby, right?
Yeah, I thought
Yeah, they're tax exempt.
But they do lobby against, so they put money on any politician that'll go against homosexuality.
I believe so. I'm not sure though.
So technically, we are paying for that
I don't
when we see Santa Claus outside of Walmart ringing his bell, and that's
If
the
you donate to
Army.
Salvation Army,
Does the Canadian Salvation Army and the American Salvation Army, is there a big equal sign between the two of them? How religious is the
Pretty
Canadian
much.
side of
They're the
that?
same.
pretty close. Yeah. Pretty
We don't
close.
have the guys with the bells sitting out on the street.
Yeah. No,
Unless
we
you're in
just
like
have.
in a big
We
city.
do. They're
right?
up front of Walmart. and shit like
No,
that.
there's just nobody manning
Salvation
them anymore.
Army-
There's just a box there with a bell. You can put money in it as you're walking out.
They have that little thing. That
Salvation
hangs there.
Army is an offshoot of Methodism. A guy named Edwin Booth, who went by the name of General Booth, was the sort of the founder of the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
And it's very, it's not really Bible thumping, but it's Methodism on steroids.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if like the Salvation Army in Canada was the same exact organization as
Like
it was
same
in-
body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do they share the
just-
same pool of money?
Like
I
I'm
don't
just
know about that.
No.
I'm wondering why we have the in America we have the most ridiculous defense budget ever, and then right next to the Salvation Army guy, there's like some vets sitting there with a table with a whole bunch of flags and their medals out, like, come on, donate to the troops. I'm like, didn't we pay for this shit already? Like, maybe y'all need to like have one less F-365 and then just pay for everybody's fucking care, because that plane costs $30 billion. So
Yeah, I
maybe you get not the whole plane yet because you have bills. Like, I'm not paying your bills for you. You pay
Right.
your bills.
I think the VA isn't government, but it's government funded. It's private sector. And when it comes, man, if you guys ever been to Aberdeen, Maine, that's where most of the defense budget goes into, is testing the new weapons, testing the mobility, portability of new weapons. The Medusa, I got to shoot before they sent out to Iraq, which is something like a drone. You basically put a 240 saw on, and you just remote control it with a PlayStation remote. Before Battlefield 4 was released, they actually let soldiers play them for surveys. So a lot of the budget on defense goes straight to Maryland, Aberdeen. And they're constantly, like, if they find out that an infantryman is anywhere near the vicinity, it's like a hot chick at a nude beach with a bunch of 40, 50-year-old men. Like they're all going to be attracted to her. You know what I'm saying? So once an infantryman gets on there and they know you're infantry, oh, they're offering, hey, you want to shoot this? Hey, you want to try this? You want to try this game? Yeah, fill out the survey. They don't pay you. They don't pay you. They rather pay other
Why?
companies because that's
Why would I pay? I'm not gonna pay.
right.
You love
But you
this-
get to try out new weapons.
You love this story, Mikey. While we're on the top, this is a relatively heavy after party.
Yeah, it
Oh, sorry,
you love
Justin.
this-
Ha-ha.
Media's
Waka, waka.
empathetic coverage of Luigi Mangione reveals an obsession with humanizing white male suspects. What a fucking shocker! That's a headline. Apparently, the Guardian has finally realized that, oh my goodness, black people and white people are treated tremendously differently in the United States court system.
No. What that actually is they're trying to say, like, see, they don't even care when it's black people. They're just blowing him up because he's not because he's totally in some universes and some timelines completely justified and should in fact be encouraged and thanked for what he did. I mean, those are other timelines, not this one. But I'm just saying,
absolutely nothing to do with this timeline.
Yeah, but like
Mark
Reed's
here, my friend from the other school. Just say I have to do it that way.
Hi, Mark. But it's like it's like but at the same time, the guy who choked the guy out on the subway, he gets he's going to the fucking Army Navy football game with the fucking future president, and he choked out a fucking Michael Jackson. How threatening is a Michael Jackson impersonator? I just want to know. And
well, it depends on the quality of the moonwalk, man. Come on, now.
Was he doing his? Was he doing the
dance? Can really kill people.
Was he doing the "This Is It" music?
Let the foot worshippers get their Messiah, man. The other people got Luigi. They got stuck with Kyle Rittenhouse, and we got fucking Luigi, man. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. One shot to defend himself, the other one shot to make a statement. And I think it was a pretty bold statement. I think there was something called they're promoting people in New York in case they get selected for jury duty.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. You can say that again. Someone was
hold on. I gotta do two things real quick. I just gotta first shout out Ember. Hey, Ember, thanks for coming. Hey, and secondly, you know what the sound of Ollie doing that made me think of is like the dog got into some shit in the kitchen. And you got to be like, "What the hell?" Sorry, Will.
Well, so I couldn't even hear it.
You won't be surprised to know that at the same time Ollie was doing shit, his dog was getting into some shit in the kitchen.
Suddenly, we became a fucking ASMR channel or something.
Get out a toothbrush. I'm eating a cold pickle right up against my Yeti microphone.
So supposedly, people on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it's called now. Yes, I am that outdated.
I'll still call it Twitter.
Right.
Fuck them.
Go get Blue Sky.
I'll stop dead naming that. I'll stop dead naming Twitter when Elon stops dead naming his daughter.
Yeah.
So they're saying that people are in New York are getting influenced in case they make it to jury duty on this Luigi case. And they're feeling like the press, or not just these social medias, have been really influencing the audience out there, especially concentrated in New York. So they might end up, it might look good for him. If it all depends. I don't know.
They're worried about a jury nullification where everybody sits there and they listen to all the law. And if someone does X, then you need to say you're guilty. And if someone does Y, you need to say they're guilty. And then everybody will be sitting there like, we heard you. Not guilty. Thank you very much. We'll see you later. Like they could just not do what the law says. And that's what they're kind of worried about in his case.
With O.J. Simpson, the same thing happened with O.J. Simpson. They felt because clearly the evidence was there, but because of what was it? What the fuck is this?
The glove didn't
Rodney
fit.
King.
They had to acquit.
Because of the Rodney King incident, they felt like this was a big influence in the jury's decision.
Yeah, they were swinging the pendulum back the other way. They feel like.
Right.
which isn't justice, but that is how our justice system is set up. This is the problem when you put people involved in things that are logical and fact based. Like, did somebody do something? Okay, then they're guilty of it. Did they not do it? Okay, then they're not guilty. And instead, it's like, can I convince people that this happened? Can I convince people that this didn't happen? And that's a much more slippery slope.
I think what the problem
You
is
heard it here first. Mikey Famine goes for cyborg justice.
So I think it has a lot to do with how long these systems have been put in place and how long it took for its human nature to take advantage of that system or work it or find the loopholes. And I learned in the Army that a lot of the rules that are in place are never taken away. We don't take away from the rules. We just add on to them.
Right.
And when I
Add
look
exceptions.
at the system, when I look at the system, especially whether it's political, whether it's the jury system, whatever, it seems like it's an old system with newer minds finding ways to take advantage of it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So my workflow period has always been, hey, if that shit doesn't look right, I am tearing it down and starting right back from the basics. But we're so far ahead in civilization that doing something like that just opens the door for invaders or another civil war or fucking, it's like people don't have common sense to do what's
Sense
needed.
isn't common anymore, Will.
No, I know it, and it's not free either.
got
for
tariffs
some fucking
on it.
reason.
25%.
That's right.
25% knowledge tax. Hey,
No, it's a
motherfucker, I
tariff.
seen you
It's a
learning over there.
tariff.
You book reading, motherfucker. Give me my money.
I like
guys-
how
Tariff,
Ollie-
you know,
What's
you
the
gotta- you-
25%
you
on
gotta-
a common
you-
cent?
Yeah, you've got to pay for common sense. That comes from abroad anyway.
It's now a subscription model.
Oh, I was about to make that joke, you BZ.
Hey, for common sense, I'm calling red flag bullshit.
You got to get Common Sense Prime, dude. That's the good one. No
There you
ads.
go.
Common
You
Sense
can
Prime.
remember shit.
Common Sense Prime. Okay.
You can actually remember your thoughts. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yo, I thought you were
Wow.
gonna put up Lord of the Rings poster, Ollieman.
Mm.
Oh, he's got one in the background
I was
already.
about to say
It's the
you were
same one
just
I
looking
had.
at it.
No, because he was hitting that Gandalf the Grey pipe over there, talking about some hobbits, hobbits, and show him the pipe, show him the long ass Gandalf the
Oh,
Grey.
yeah,
Oh,
but
we've
it's-
seen it.
My
We've seen it.
Gandalf, yeah.
The
Yeah,
world
that's-
has seen the Gandalf
that's-
life.
That's this year's model.
I have 3 more over there.
Yeah,
Just
I was about to
just
say,
in
that's
case
the one
it breaks.
That's out of the ones he hasn't broken yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've
If you go,
broken since I bought the first one 5 years ago, or actually I bought my original one like 15 years ago, but
Yeah,
it was a smaller one that broke. But these ones, I bought one 5 years ago. It broke last year, 2 years ago now. So last time I bought them, I just said, "Fuck it, I'm getting 4. That'll last me 25 years."
700 years from now, some archaeologist of the future will be investigating the life and times of the people of Prince Edward Island, and they will find a midden behind a certain place that close to where the legendary Canadian Ollieman lived, and they will unearth a trove of clay pipes, and they will puzzle about the way
I
life was.
I probably have 350, 400 glass pieces.
What?
Jesus.
Why? I'm going to your house. I'm gonna start breaking some shit.
Because they're pre.
At least 100 of them are broke in some way, shape, or form, and I just
Oh,
never
then
put
those
them in.
don't count. That's garbage, Ollie. Throw it away.
Hold on, Ollie.
They're still
Ollie.
beautiful. A lot of them are still beautiful. I'll show you one.
Ollie, what's your second collection? I want to know what's the second thing
Neighbors.
that collects the most now.
He's
Now
got
I'm
neighbors
like,
in the
fuck
basement.
Like,
All the new
no, you
neighbors.
see
Don't
this
look in the backyard.
Yeah, all the backyard full of neighbors.
This is a beautiful pipe, but I can't use it anymore because the inside got broke out. So the hole's just way too big.
Just throw it
But
out,
that's a
Ollie.
beautiful pipe.
It's because the
I like
inside
how
hated you,
clean it
Ollie. It
is.
had to break out.
It's clean and broken. You feel
Yeah,
me? He cleaned it up
it's-
after.
that tells me a lot about him. It's like it's a broken piece, but it's clean. You know, like I can still show
barely-
it off.
Will, it barely had dust on it. He on a different
Yeah.
level. Throw that away, Ollie.
What, Ollie? What
I
else do
wiped
you
it
collect?
off screen. I wiped it off screen. What else do I collect?
Ollie Hub. You can see his
Books. I probably
Only bongs.
Only bugs. Yeah.
I have 1,400 books.
Okay, what mostly
Ollie-
on the non-fiction
Ollie, you need
or
to start an
fiction side?
OnlyFans called Only Bongs now. And
Only
every day you
Spliff.
just show you another
fiction.
pipe for posterity.
Fantasy fiction, science fiction.
All fiction. This man does not like living in reality.
At all.
He's
Ever.
in a
Does anyone
constant
really these days?
fear. He is in a constant fear that there are multiple parallel universes tangent to ours.
To become crashing down into singularity at any moment.
You don't even know me. How do you know me?
He discovered forward trajectory.
Sounds
just
like the
by
title of a
feeling the
Bon
earth.
Jovi song. You don't even know me. How do you know me?
All right.
And-
I got to rein
and-
you motherfuckers in here because
Wait, last joke. When that gravitational wave was observed at LIGO, Ollie was like, I know.
I can feel it. I can feel it in my hair.
That's Gandalf, Frodo, and Samwise. Right, that poster.
I was like, I know.
So
You guys got it, right? You recorded it? I know. I felt that shit.
And then I'm sorry, but I seen Stephanie, right? And I'm like, did I see this guy on a YouTube video talking about physics?
Thanks
and
for
arguing
fucking
with-
Thanks for fucking misgendering me. So much appreciated.
Stephanie.
Stephanie, I said Stephanie.
And then you said this guy.
Yeah, and then you said he.
well, this guy.
Did I really? No, I'm just saying.
Yes,
I'm
you really
sorry.
did.
Okay, let me backtrack then. I could have sworn I seen you arguing with Neil deGrasse Tyson about physics or quantum entanglement. I'm like,
And
this
now
is
you
gonna be
just
an
called him Neil
interesting
deGrasse.
conversation. No, not
He says
him.
that.
Or
Just don't
no.
call me late for dinner, dude. Just
It's
forget it.
DeGrasse. It's not Degrassi. Degrassi is a fake high school in Canada.
Hey,
Neil
Drake went to
deGrasse.
that school.
Neil
Oh, wait.
deGrasse.
Oh, wait.
DeGrasse-
Neil deGrasse.
DeGrasse.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What's his face? Drake's finished. Speaking of Degrassi, that motherfucker is cooked. He ain't gonna never put out another Loverboy song ever. He's so done. Just give it up, dude. You better go fucking do Dancing with the Stars or some shit. Try to get a Nick Cannon job because you're done in music, bro.
Did you rank?
fucking
Did you?
Bruce-
Did you
Somebody
rank
went and did a fucking Loverboy song. Who the hell would do that, anyways?
Hey, Loverboy's a good band. How dare you?
Did you ring us in
Anybody
yet?
here ever
There,
been a
Neil?
Drake fan?
Did you rile us in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't think so.
Oh yeah, we gotta let Neil get some sleep.
yeah,
Yep.
Neil has to go.
Yeah,
Neil's
tomorrow
on the
morning
West Coast, but-
is. Yeah, I know, but I get up early because I take my mom out every Sunday. So,
Like a
that's
good
it.
boy.
And you have a weird job that you have to get up stupid early for, so you just get
Yeah,
up
I
early.
start at 5 a.m. Yep. Yep. So I'm up at 4 o'clock
Hey,
in
I'm
the
gonna
morning
be-
during the week.
Hey, good
I'm going to
crystal,
be
good
on
sleep, man.
Crystal. I'm sorry, Crystal. I've got pragmatic Crystal on the brain right now. on Purple Rhymes with Oranges stream that the Christmas marathon that's on a whole bunch of
Oh, yeah.
channels starts at I think 5 p.m. Central Christmas Eve, something like that. It basically runs every
Like 40
every
hours.
hour of
26.
Christmas anywhere on the planet, and a whole bunch of channels. I know Ember's going to be taking a slot. Ben, the student Dr. Ben's going to be taking a slot. I think, am I before Ben or after A, B, or A, whatever,
B,
BB or
check your
AB? I don't know,
You'll get all
whatever.
the times.
But that just check in if you're, especially she's done this is the 8th year she's organized this thing, and it's really great for people who are just sort of hanging out looking for something to do. Oh, Mark Reed's taking 11 p.m. Eastern Christmas Eve, so there you go. So
Yes,
go.
I'm not doing my Christmas thing because I have a kid now. So I
That's
hope you
good.
guys enjoyed it while it was a thing.
Congratulations. Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you.
Happy holiday to everybody. Happy New Year's.
Hap- The Republicans were right. Christmas is dead. He said, "Happy holidays. The world is over." They get so
Thank you
bent
so
out of
much
shape.
for having me on the show, guys.
Yeah, dude, you're
That's
cool.
cool, dude.
Keep up the good work, Neil. I'm gonna subscribe and fucking follow you guys, man.
On the
Let
topic,
me
of
know if you want to
subscribe,
be a guest on the show.
go over to Skeptic Spin and subscribe there because I've got
Go
I've
over
got-
the transpositions and learn how not to misgender people.
I'm so sorry.
yeah, I've got R and Raw on Friday.
Everybody gets one.
Seven.
Will. Everybody gets
I-
one.
God, I hope so. I don't have good eyes. I'm just gonna be honest. with you. I know
Stop making excuses, man. It's cool. It's fine.
Just,
Yeah.
just take the L. We're all good. Just,
POP,
take the L.
We're all
holding it
good.
down.
Just hold it.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Anyway, I got to wrap this up. Everyone, thanks out there in the chat for hanging out with us. Hope you guys had a good time tonight. If you missed the interview with our good friend Justin over there, there's a link to it in the description box below. And over there, you can find all of Justin's links so you can stalk them all over the internet if you feel like it. Thanks to Will for jumping in with us tonight, being the first time in here. And maybe we can get you on the show as an actual guest one of these days. You can find me on Twitter or Blue Sky. I'm on there. Just look up 604 Atheist. You'll find
Just don't find them in public. That would be creepy.
Yeah.
me.
You're not really on
That would
Twitter
be very
anymore.
creepy.
No, I don't really, but I mean, if somebody messages me, like I'm also on Facebook too. You can find me as Neil Bernstein. You won't miss it. My logo's there and everything. So, until then, guys, like I always say, before that, I put the little things up there, but thanks to our members and stuff like that, the people that support our channel. And there's multiple ways to do
juicy
so that are
Thanks,
linked
guys.
below. And also, if you dig all the music you hear for the intros and outros of the show, definitely check out Mikey and mine's music links that are in the description box below, and you can see all the tunes there. And until then, guys, like I always say at the end of the after party, like the late great Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. Why does it prompt me? Yes, end the fucking stream.
Something Randolph might say.